Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is another low production video and it's going to be a shoulder and arm workout. It's my third day of my plan and as per normal, it's starting with skipping, starting with a 10 to 15 minute warm up. This little clip of me is getting really irritated because nothing was going right with skipping. Look how big those triceps are, look how big those triceps are. They're getting bigger from all this arm work. And I only got maybe 5 good streaks of skipping. For some reason, since I put my shoes on, my skipping's gone to a complete shamble. I made it slightly longer to account for the shoe, don't know what it is, but anyways, bad day. This is the first exercise of the shoulder and arm workout. So for me, I'm doing 5 sets of shoulder press because getting a little bit more front delt, getting a little bit more lateral delt is one of the priorities for me, arms generally. And based on this plan, I'm doing this twice a week, technically twice every 8 days. So that means I'm getting a frequency of 10 sets just on my front delts. Bear in mind that I'm doing 15 to 20 sets of push-ups per week, overloading sets. It doesn't count unless it's overloading. So super simple, tie a band around a pole there and literally get under it. Imagine you're going to do a bit of like clean and jerk type thing. Take the rope up, you'll see me do it now. Get the band, not rope, get the band in a nice position. I'm used to benching with a little bit of bent wrists. If your wrists are fine with that, it's okay. By the way, this is looking really janky because I wasn't standing in the right position and I wasn't paying attention at the time because I was knackered. I had a really bad sleep this day. Anyways, I can't remember what I was saying. Put the band around it. Get it over your forearm. It's meant to be over your forearm. Mine's like on my palm, and because I bend my wrist, I put it lower on my hand than most people typically do with the straight wrist technique. Both are fine. As long as it's not bent, as long as your wrist isn't bent and the weight is here, your wrist can be bent if the weight is here. Because as you'll notice, the force is still on my forearm. If your wrist is bent and the weight is here, this is bad for your wrists. Whereas if your wrist is bent and the weight is here, it's not doing anything to your wrist, so it's fine. Anyway, lateral shoulder raise. Notice how I'm sidestepping slightly from side to side. That's just me. I like getting a nice rhythm with it. And lateral raises for the lateral delt to give you width to your shoulders. And I'm supersetting that with an upright row / face pull. It's not quite either. But I didn't have anything lower than that to put my bands around. I could have done my feet, but I don't like the angle of that. I don't like the angle of it being so close. I just don't feel the movement. So this I felt loads. You'll see in a second, I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I know, we're going to do the other side first. So one thing to think about here, oh yeah, you'll see me tweaking my arm around like that. That's to help with the mind-muscle connection. I'm just flexing the muscle a little bit, shaking it about so I can feel the actual muscle that I want to work. That's one of the best tips I can give you for if you're not feeling exercises. Flap your arm around a little bit, flap your leg around a little bit on the leg extensions and actually feel the muscle. There'll be a position where you're going, oh, I feel that muscle actually doing the work. I feel it tensing now. This is like set 3 or something, and you notice how I'm taking it to failure there, where I'm going beyond what my body can actually do a full rep. I'm just flex it a little bit extra, creating some more overload. And here you'll see how my rear delt is doing a little bit, but the major part of this movement is being done by my lateral delt, the side delt. So if you do have something, I mean, I feel this is a brilliant angle actually for this. I really felt this. You see the muscles doing the job. This was a brilliant angle actually for me to do this, and I would recommend it. on from this, we've got some bicep curls. You can do these however you want. The pieces of advice I'd give for bicep curls is you'll notice here when you're looking at the video, my elbow never goes, well it does slightly then, but typically my elbow never goes backwards when I start to lift with my bicep. If your elbow goes backwards, it means that you're taking attention off your bicep and you're not moving the weight, the band, with your bicep. So you see how the energy, if you keep your elbow forward, the bicep has to do the whole movement, and I take it all the way to failure. This wasn't set 1, this was like, I think this is like set 3 again. I screwed up some angles, loads of the video footage was rubbish because I'm not good at that yet. These were sort of the best angles. Again, you'll notice how elbow forwards, now back to rest, elbow forwards, back to rest, elbow forwards. Arnold Schwarzenegger did a video on this once, and he was saying how that little swing forwards with the weight really helps you feel your bicep. So it's not just me, one of the best in the world does it. Pushing your elbow forwards as you lift allows you to feel your bicep more. All of this workout was 5 sets a piece. It wasn't loads and it wasn't the minimum. If you're only caring about maintenance, maybe you do 3 sets twice a week, 6 weeks total. If you're caring about actually getting somewhere, these are assistant muscle groups, so I'm not after blasting them. Let's look at my arms. This is something I want to say about my tricep here. My arms look big and chunky from this angle, and in a minute you're going to see an angle where they look stick thin. I'm just being self-critical because I always am. Anyway, back to this. You'll notice how everything's slow and controlled. Contraction, pause, and I'm pausing at the bottom of the movement as well. You don't want janky movements because it increases injury risks. If you're a bodybuilder, the only thing you care about is growing muscle and getting big, and you only grow muscle if you're not injured. You're not growing muscle when you're injured and you can't train. So being sensible with movements, doing movements that feel good for you is all you should do. When stuff's feeling like it's twisting your elbows, like look at this, tiny stick arm angle. It's because I'm showing you the way that my arm is there, it's showing you the thinnest part of my arm. Oh god, it looks tiny. It doesn't even look like the tricep's doing anything. It is, I felt it. It was good. I love this angle. Using a band like this, down at an angle like that, stick it over your head, bam. Pause, stretch, contraction. It's all about stretch and contractions for muscle growth. I'm doing 5 sets again. This was supersetted, biceps, triceps. And that's about me done. Notice that I'm getting leaner. My arms are looking better. The arms are one of the first things that get lean for me. Legs are the second. And then all of a sudden, over about a week, 2-week period, I notice it around the middle and all that back fat and stomach fat starts to shed. It's the last thing for me. It's genetics. You can't do anything about it. People who say you can do 1,000 crunches a day and you lose your belly fat. You can't. You're stuck. You're stuck with it. It's genetics. Just lose fat generally and then you'll get your abs. Anyway, if you like the video, even though it's a one-take video, like the goddamn video, subscribe to the goddamn channel, and if you have questions, I'm about to do a nutrition video. Well, vaguely nutrition video. But if you've got questions about food, if you've got questions about exercises, if you've got questions about anything to do with fitness and what you're struggling with, post them in the comments and I'll make a video about it. Anyways, bye.